And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Hugo M underscore 618, if I got the name right. What's the question? Who would win a fight? The father of Goku, Bardock, versus Jiraya. Now, I had some people kind of give me some crap for my decision on the Minato fight. My decision, I stand by my decision, though, on the Minato fight. The Jiraya fight, I'll let you know right now, would not go the same. Bardock, as it says, Bardock was a Saiyan warrior. He wasn't an elite warrior, but if the power levels we got from the Bardock special are anything to go by for the actual canon of the Dragon Ball Z saga, then I will say that he had the power technically of elite. If Nappa's elite and Vegeta was a super elite, he was definitely stronger than average Saiyan. Capable of the standard abilities of flight, energy blasts, key projectiles. He could turn into a great ape under the conditions of a full moon, and he was a skilled fighter. As we learned in Dragon Ball Super manga, he was also a Saiyan who actually had a good heart. He was not evil, or at least like ruthless or anything like that. No, he was actually a good-hearted Saiyan. As such, I mean, given the level of power he apparently had, he was also capable of moving at faster than, relative to the light speeds. Although we have no actual proof of concept based on what based on the low we've actually seen. But it's very likely that, given other individuals around that power area, he can move at near supersonic to light speed levels. He's way stronger than the average individual, and was capable of recovering thanks to the Zenkai that Saiyans have. Jiraiya was the sensei of Minato Namikaze's father to Goku, 4th Hokage, all that good stuff. He is known as the Toad Sage of Mount Miyabuku, and was one of the legendary Sannin. He's actually, if I'm not mistaken, he was considered the strongest of the three Sannin. Which, when you know how strong Tsunade and Orochimaru are, that's actually saying a lot. He had a connection and relationship with the Toads, which allowed him to summon them to aid him in combat. He was a skilled hand-to-hand fighter, a master of seals, spent many decades in war, so he was also a skilled tactician. Had multiple knowledge of different ninjutsus, mostly fire and earth-based, which were his elements, as well as being able to use the Rasengan, which was taught to him by his former student. If he needs to, he can summon both Ma and Pa, Fuma and Fukasu and Shima, to aid him in Sage Jutsu, which allows him to summon natural chakra from his surroundings, balance it inside him to enter Sage mode, which greatly enhances his physical strength, durability, his sensory capabilities, and even allows him to keep himself kind of like in an aura of Sage energy, so he can actually break a neck without even touching someone. And together, while attached to Jiraiya, they were able to use a genjutsu that basically was like frogs singing, more or less. Jiraiya is one of my favorite characters from Naruto. Jiraiya was, and still is, seeing as we, spoilers, do have a clone version of him around, still one of the most powerful ninja of his era. And, was an all-around, just, good guy, and had probably one of the most poetic ends, in the Naruto franchise. So, who would win in a fight between these two? So, Jiraiya's definitely has more versatility, with things like the Rasengan, Seals, Shadow Clones, Toads, Stage Mode, all that. He's definitely got more versatility. But Bardock's clearly got the physical edge. I think and he's got field awareness, as he can actually fly on himself. So he's actually getting to dominate the battlefield if he needs to. Truth be told, Bardock, if that power level is anything to go by, Bardock has the power to blow up a planet. If the 9,500, or even if it's even close to it, is the level of power that we know he had, then he does have the power to destroy a planet, as we've seen that even low-level fighters, like, say, Piccolo, can blow up a moon having only hundreds of levels of power, or Roshi could blow up a moon having only, low 1,000 power levels. So if someone in the mid to higher thousands is around, then Bardock is clearly a planetary-level individual, which is, I think, one of the reasons people kind of get pissy with me with the Minato thing, because and here's the thing, I get it. When it comes to, snipers, assassins, planetary individuals, they could just blow up the planet, or they'll just sniper from a distance. But that is not a fight. God, it gets under my skin when it feels like, well, you can just do this. And by the way, like with the sniper fight, like for instance, what was it, Agent 47 versus John Wick, I think I did. People got me like, oh yeah, you'll snipe him from a distance. Yeah, so would John Wick. So that cancels that argument out. Because just because he's Agent 47 doesn't mean he can avoid a sniper rifle from God knows how far away. Anywho, I digress. So in this case, yeah, Bardock could destroy the planet, but when is that in Bardock's nature? No, these two probably wouldn't even fight. But if they had to fight, Bardock would already come at him at much higher speed. Jiraya would probably actually end up taking some hits. Probably would use a substitution to get out of the way. Summon a toad to maybe keep Bardock occupied for a little bit. And they may either set up a seal or get Sage mode ready. Bardock really just has to, keep blasting, hitting Bunta or whatever he summoned. And it's going to... They cannot last for very long. Like, the toads in Naruto's world would have high durability, but going up against powerful Ki Blast that could level mountainsides and all that, I don't think Bunta is really going to be able to handle that very much. And plus, especially because it's a concentrated blast that can actually, hurt him. Like, that could literally kill him if he's not careful. So eventually, Jiraiya says, I got it from here. It's like, yeah, you should really learn to do this on your own. I'm still a tadpole compared to you two. And so the fight goes on. Now, with Sage Mode and Natural Chakra, that isn't the same as Ki, but I get the impression it is similar to it. So I think anyone who was able to sense Ki or has a Scouter on, like Bardock did, would be able to pick up something that is off with Jiraiya. As he would have a Scouter on, he could see that there's his aura is weird and the power level's gone up. So now he starts to get a lot more serious, charges up, they clash, Rasengan, Ki Blast, explodes. Ultimately, he goes into, they try to trap him into the Genjutsu, and as far as we know, they don't have much protection or much resistance to illusionary capabilities, as far as the Saiyans. But powering up, trying to use his ki to break out of it might be difficult, but not impossible. So as he can sense something, he can still sense as he's a trained warrior, Jiraiya coming to stab him. He kind of still ducks and dodges a little bit. And then ultimately goes to his trump card. It's like, I need to break out of this. I can't break out of this. Fires up a false moon, which, he sees it in his hand. He can still see it despite the illusion because he can see where it is. And ultimately turns into the Great Ape, which 10 times is his power. Dectuple, I believe, is the terminology. Dectuples his power. Breaks him out of the Genjutsu because it's just a huge influx of power. And now he's just rampaging and just kind of blows up the entire area and ultimately would fry Jiraiya. If Jiraiya gets out of that and escapes, he's hightailing it because he lost. That's basically what would happen. Even if he summons like Bunta again, or if he summons Gama Kaken or any of the Gamahiru, first off, the Ozaru and the Toads are roughly the same size. And second off, power-wise, now you're dealing with an individual who's 10 times as strong. He could literally just break them. Like, he could grab a sword and just break it. So, and just, blow up the planet if you really wanted to. Bardock, I think, is going to win this on the level of sheer power. Honestly, he could probably just blitz Jiraiya, really, if he had to. Even if he didn't blitz Jiraiya, he's physically stronger. He has the advantage of ki and flight. And if he has to, he can turn into a Great Ape in a pinch. This one, for me, is a lot more easily decided than the Minato fight was. I will go Bardock for the win. But this is just my opinion. What do you think in the comments below? Let me know. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you folks for the next one. Later.